Around 3.8 lakh subscribers on YouTube, 3.21 lakh followers on Facebook, and 1.32 lakh followers on Instagram. In the era of influencers and content creators, these are significant numbers. If you have it, then you are of some recognition in the online world. But not all recognition is positive news. Meet Jyoti Malhotra. She has a YouTube channel called Travel with Jo. She travels around the world and vlogs her experience. Each video of hers gets around 1 million views or so. Last week, Jyoti Malhotra was arrested by the Haryana police for alleged espionage. She is alleged to have spied for Pakistan, sitting here in India, sharing sensitive information with Pakistani officials. Videos from her trip to Pakistan and mingling with Pakistani officials are going viral on social media. As it turns out, she isn't the only one. At least 12 people have been arrested across 3 states in India on the charges of spying, with officials saying this is part of a larger narrative warfare tactic deployed by Pakistan. Hello and welcome, I'm Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. So let's start with Jyoti Malhotra's case specifically. She was arrested last week by the Hisar police in Haryana. Now, Malhotra was booked under sections 3 and 5 of the Official Secrets Act and section 152 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, that is, acts that endanger the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. On Saturday, she was sent to 5 days police custody by a local court. And as we speak, she is also being questioned by India's intelligence agencies. Now, what raised suspicion about Malhotra's travels was her frequent trips. Officials say she visited Pakistan thrice, once to China, among other destinations. In fact, the blogger posted several videos from her trips with titles such as Indian Girl in Pakistan, Indian Girl Exploring Lahore, and Indian Girl at Katas Raj Temple, like any other vlogger would do. In one of her posts, she compared the cultures of India and Pakistan, and she also praised Pakistani cuisine. Overall, romanticizing the idea of visiting Pakistan and how everything is so good there apparently. The first of these trips to Pakistan was in 2023. Malhotra told the cops that she had gone to the Pakistan High Commission for getting a visitor visa in 2023. Here, she allegedly came in contact with a Pakistan High Commission official in New Delhi. This official is named Ehsan-ur-Rahim, alias Danish. Police say the two stayed in touch even after Malhotra returned back to India. Subsequently, she made 2 more trips to a neighboring country. Danish then introduced Jyoti to an aide of his who took care of her accommodation and travel within Pakistan. As per the FIR, this aide of Danish arranged for meetings later on between Jyoti and Pakistani security and intelligence officials. She exchanged numbers with some of them and saved their contacts with a different name in her mobile phone to avoid suspicion. Malhotra had been in regular contact with Pakistani handlers through messaging platforms like WhatsApp, Telegram, and Snapchat. Officials say that through this, she was actively passing on information that could compromise India's national security. A police official told the print that Malhotra was tasked with promoting a positive image and narrative on Pakistan and then used for propaganda against India. In fact, one of her videos showed Jyoti visiting the Pakistan High Commission in Delhi. It was for an iftar party hosted by the commission where she was a special invitee. A video from this event shows her meeting Danish. The Pakistani High Commission staffer then introduces her to other guests at the gathering. Notably, a couple of days before her arrest earlier this month, Danish was declared persona non grata by India for alleged espionage. Literally, persona non grata means the person is unwelcome. In diplomacy, it means when the host country bars a foreign person or diplomat from either entering the country, or if that person is here in the host country, he is asked to go back immediately. Meanwhile, Hisar's Superintendent of Police, Shashank Kumar Sawan, said Jyoti Malhotra did not have direct access to any information related to the military or defense operations that she could have shared with Pakistan, but she was in touch with Pakistani officials. Sawan said, certainly they were developing her as an asset. She was in touch with other YouTube influencers. They were also in touch with PIOs, that is, public information officers. The senior official told the media that this is also kind of a warfare in which they try to push their narrative, that is Pakistan's narrative, by recruiting influencers. Sawan said Jyoti went to Kashmir before the Pahalgam attack, that is just months before the Pahalgam attack, and visited Pakistan before that. In fact, days after the Pahalgam attack, she put out a video questioning the Modi government on intel lapses and even blaming the victims for visiting the Baisaran meadow. Now, police are also trying to find if there was a link between these trips. But why did Jyoti Malhotra indulge in all of this is the big question. Officials say she possibly fell into a trap for views and likes. They say her travel details show more expenses than her known sources of income. And prima facie, it looked like she was given a 5-star treatment wherever she went. That brings us to the backstory of who Jyoti Malhotra is. She comes from a small family in Haryana's Hisar that had limited financial means as Jyoti was growing up. Early on in her life, she started working to support her family. She was a receptionist and briefly even a school teacher. Her last job was at a private firm in New Delhi. In 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic struck, Jyoti lost her job. And as was the case with so many people out there, she turned to social media, traveling around the world in full luxury from Dubai to Indonesia, documented all of it as her subscriber base grew by leaps and bounds. When her father was asked about the case, he said he wasn't aware of his daughter's trips to Pakistan. Speaking to news agency ANI, Harish Malhotra also said he did not know about his daughter's YouTube channel or other social media accounts. And that's not all. Officials say this is part of a larger racket where low and middle income people are being lured by Pakistani operatives, offering them way more money and luxury than they can imagine, woo them, and then use them to extract whatever information you want. 12 others have been arrested so far on alleged spying charges, and investigations are ongoing as we speak. Now, of course, one can argue that there is no harm in traveling wherever you want as a travel vlogger, with the required permissions, of course. Interact with whoever you want, document it in some cases as vloggers do, and then help with information that may seem innocuous to begin with. Like you had the case of filmmaker Mahesh Bhatt's son, Rahul Bhatt. Rahul Bhatt admitted to having known David Headley, the 2611 mastermind, and also helped him rent a flat near Breach Candy Hospital in Mumbai. Rahul Bhatt also said he was unaware of Headley's actual background and then took him to be a foreign national in India on job. Now, innocent intentions can prove costly in some way. But let's come back to Jyoti Malhotra. The other major point against her is, where is the awareness? The fact is, you are traveling to Pakistan, a country that is not friendly to India by any stretch of imagination. Tensions have been there since time immemorial. While it is said that friendships transcend borders, but when it is a Pakistani official that you befriend, it goes without saying that extra caution needs to be and has to be exercised. After all, you never know what you say may be used against you and your country. One reckless and casual piece of information just blurted out and you're playing with the national security of India, especially the context in which India and Pakistan relations have been. Of course, we will wait and see how this investigation pans out and what more comes out of it in the context of what Jyoti Malhotra did. But it is also the larger message to influencers, travel vloggers around the world. Choose your friends abroad wisely. What you say or do will have ramifications in one way or the other, particularly when it endangers or attempts to endanger the national security. As for this new modus operandi of Pakistan, officials say they are on the job to bust the larger picture at play and suspect that more influencers may be involved, used as pawns in this narrative war in the online world as tensions between India and Pakistan continue. That's all we have for this report. Thanks for watching.